Good day, welcome to Land of Plenty. Carrying you along on down to the garden in the tray with some okra that my wife hatched. We've got some seeds as well. Gonna see how they do. This is our first year okra out here. I'll show you what my planting strategy was. The orioles are out. I love hearing the orioles. They're my favorite. Okay, here's the okra bed. So the okra bed is out of a lot of reclaimed materials. I work in land development, so this weed block is actually silt fence. It's had the stakes removed, and it's being my my cover for the weeds. And then I used for my drip line. I used some reclaimed stuff that we were going to throw away that they use for sewer, but it has emitters on it, so it's good. And we did a demolition also, and I reclaimed a bunch of 2-gallon a minute emitters, so that saved me about $15 or whatever. But anyway, I bought some more and I completed it, so it's 3 rows right now of okra, so it's about 18 feet long for each, and I got 100 seeds. And just these guys coming up here, looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, less than 20 came out. We sprouted them indoors. We're going to see how it goes. So, and then I fortified the soil down here. I hacked up the soil. It was some of this native soil, which because of our river here, the native soil is one of the few soils you can plant in and get a product, because there's a variety of things going on with it. But I hacked up the soil and I cut in some lava. And any bum worm laying around, I said, "You're hired." I threw them in here. And then all these wood chips I made with my chipper off all the cuttings that that are inevitable here. We got 14 acres, so yeah, a fair amount of wood chips on top, and that's to retain water. And I've been doing what I call a water bank for a while. I've had the irrigation live to this, even though there's no plants in it, to wake up the soil, and it's good until they broad forked it and everything. And then next to it, we're going to do turban squash. No, I'm sorry, turban squash down there, and acorn squash here. And right around the corner, I'm going to cut in a bed of butternut squash. And then windows. These guys were looking a little... I had a window box on them, but they were getting pale, so I let it off. That's those guys. Something needs to go in here with this tomato. I haven't caught up to myself yet. Crookneck, tomato. That pumpkin's going rogue. I need to get rid of him. And then squumpkins in there. Crookneck squash. Those are bean towers there. We got Cherokee Trail of Tears beans. And then the far beds are carrots and radishes. And then these little barrels back here, also more beets and kale, garlic, and that bed is garlic. And that's what we got so far. And we're going to experiment with growing cannabidiol plants this year because of their awesome ways they do things. So I wanted to show you what's going on, and I gotta put my hands down now so I can plant these okra. But the shovel's always lighter in your own yard. Be encouraged and look up. Have a great day. One more thing, I wanted to show you these nifty sprouter packs that we got. It's see-through, which is what sets it apart, and it's 3 parts. It comes with its own tray, and its own dome, its own vented dome. I highly recommend these, and I'll put the name of this company in the link. Have a good day. Welcome to the Land of Plenty. I want to talk about the okra today, along with the video that I'm going to paste together with this of how it began. It was, we started 1/3 of this crop indoors under light because of the season, and then the rest I actually ended up planting by seed. As you can see, like if we get down, the one on the right, there's 3 rows, is taller than the one in the middle, then the one on the end. And so I started out with 100 seeds, and this is everything that came up. Some died out here in the garden and I recast. Some are doubled up in there, but one great reason to be out here right now is that the flowers are open because it's morning time. So, and you see this little guy back here, looks like a little elf who's losing his hat. That's a dried up flower, and that's a fruit emerging out of there. So that's how they grow. They're big seed pods, and there's nothing hard inside of them. There's actually about 50 seeds at least inside of each one, and they'll get to be about the size of a small banana before they're done. But they're best at about 3 inches. Like that guy would be perfect. But you can eat them up to 4 inches, and then they won't be fibery. Another thing I found from Comfort Farms, where they're growing a African variety that can be like 10 foot tall. They're pruning it on the sunny side to get the sun in, and I found that is also very good to do, not only with this but with the squash. Like here's a squash that was being stubborn that I pruned back, and now it's kicking out more. Actually, it's this one. See how the stalk is all bald? But then, see, he even climbed out of the box, and now he's kicking out more squash. But back to the okra. So yeah, the okra flower before it develops is there. And here's the fruits. See, there's a great big one. I'm really happy with the yield. You can see by the way that they form that they're set up to put out all kinds of blooms. Since this is my first year, I don't know how many to say one plant could put off, but I would say one plant could put off a good 40 of them. So I'm picking about a dozen every other day out of 30 plants. The way it cooks up, it's kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of slimy. But it's got a good flavor, and I'm a texture guy, so I like the seeds in there, and you can eat most of it. It's a good thickener in soups as well. A lot of people just like to cut it in wheels sideways and toss it in like rice flour and just fry it, or whatever batter you're into. I like to do like gluten-free pancake batter for chili rellenos and battered stuff like that, but I'm not really into that. So yes, that's the okra. Really happy with the okra. Soon I'm gonna take and separate off one plant and choose it for the seeds for next year. Just put a little flag on it and stop picking it. Probably this guy over here, because it's the very oldest, best plant. Soon I'll stop picking them and just let them all grow huge, and I'll get the seed for the years in the forward. Oh, here's another cool flower. Anyhow, that's my okra obsession. Real happy with this crop. I'm zone 9B, so I get frosty winters. This is in a creek right here, and I get hot summers, because I don't have any bay influence. I'm away from the sea and any lakes. But yes, okra, great crop to grow, easy, not fussy. One more thing, the way I watered it was it's drip irrigation buried underneath wood chips. And the soil is remediated with lava sand to make it drain, and sulfur. Sulfur is important. I have natural sulfur in my water here because of the springs, but cast sulfur pellets into the soil before you plant them. Anyway, that's my advice on okra. Have a good day, and the shovel's always lighter in your own yard. Bye now.